Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Farr here on behalf of Box to Box Football, and I wanted to react to some of the bigger news of the summer, and feels like every summer until he inevitably signs for Real Madrid, or we shall see. I wanted to break down what's happened. I also wanted to break down, what may happen in the future, what it means for PSG, what it means for Mbappe, the likes of Real Madrid, Manchester United, all this kind of stuff that comes into it, because there are a few narratives being thrown around that just don't make any sense, plain and simple. First of all, what do we know has happened? Maybe the BBC will tell us here. Here we go. Kylian Mbappe has told Paris Saint-Germain he won't be renewing his contract beyond 2024, but does want to stay next season. If that happens, the French champions risk losing him on a free transfer. Will they cash in on him this summer? Blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. So, what's happened? In 2022, Kylian Mbappe signed a 2-year deal with PSG, a contract extension with an option, a player option for a further year. We all remember the photo, Kylian Mbappe holding the 2025 shirt, because the idea was we wanted to tell the fans, we wanted to tell the public that it was actually a 3-year deal. Well, what's happened? We're a year into that 2-year extension. And he's saying that optional year at the end, that 2025 extension, we're not going to do that. My team, my agent, we're not going to go ahead with that. I will be leaving Paris Saint-Germain in 2024. Now, what that means is PSG have a couple of options. They can try, the optimal word being try, and sell him this summer, 2023, or January in 2024, although you'd imagine that would seem unlikely, especially for a player of this caliber, to leave in the January transfer window as well. Or, as the BBC have reported here, they're lost on a free for 180 million euros less than he was paid for. And guys, a top 5 player in terms of value, which I'm sure Kylian Mbappe is, maybe he's just snuck into maybe the top 10, but I'm pretty sure he's still a top 5 player in terms of financial value on the transfer market, is egregiously bad business from Paris Saint-Germain, egregiously bad. So let's have a look here. Real Madrid, first of all. The issue Real Madrid, I think, are having is that with the likes of financial fair play, they want to make sure that they remain somewhat compliant. And we've seen the financial issues that likes of, say, Barcelona have been in lately. The Premier League really does dominate the world of football, financially speaking. So Real Madrid, as big of a club as they are, and as successful as a club as they are in La Liga, and more importantly in the Champions League, they can't just spend money like, we're in the Galacticos era and they can just do whatever the hell they want, right? What we've got here is a team that's already spent 125 million euros on Jude Bellingham, which again is a huge deal. Links with Alphonso Davies for obscene amounts of money as well. You'd imagine they're going to need a proper number 9 striker, which is why there have been links with the likes of Harry Kane, Dusan Vlahovic, I believe has been floated around as well. I'm trying to think, Victor Osimhen as well, another player who's going to cost like 150 million. So Real Madrid do have to be clever here. I don't know if there's anything more clever than getting Kylian Mbappe for free in 2024. Now, if you're a cynic, you're probably going to think, well, that's already been agreed. He'll go there he'll be the highest paid player at the club. He'll have a highest earner clause in his contract that he'll always be the highest earner at the club, and he'll go and he'll play at Real Madrid next year for free. That's fine. That's why I wanted to dispel this one narrative. Paris Saint-Germain have given Mbappe an ultimatum. Right, be sold or sign a contract extension. Doesn't work that way, guys. This isn't slavery, and I want to speak to this from a football player's point of view too. Kylian Mbappe and his team have dominated Paris Saint-Germain in terms of bargaining, negotiating, everything. All the power, and it always has been with Kylian Mbappe and his team. Most of the time, that optional extension, that usually comes from the club. That's something a club put in. We see it. Manchester United are a team that do it all the time. They have a contract. They have a player that is about to sneak into the last year. They just trigger the extension, boom, and they're good, right? This is a player-chosen thing to do. So PSG is saying, they're washing their hands of it, and they're saying, We know we're going to want you regardless of your form, regardless of your injury. We know we're going to want you. So we're going to let you choose if you want to stay. We don't play a part in this at all. That's not the way you do good business. Because if you're led to believe that Kylian Mbappe will be at your football club until 2025, and then in the summer of 2023, where there's only a year left on the deal, he pulls the rug out from under you and goes, I want to play next year, but I'm not playing the year after. Definitively, you lose him for a free. If he wants to stay and then leave afterwards, you lose him for a free. Again, shocking business from PSG. And guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a big PSG fan. I don't like the way they operate. I don't like the way they treat their managers. I don't like the way that they kind of dote on their stars. And the fact they haven't won the Champions League yet makes me so happy. I root against them every single year. They are so unlikable. Again, Messi going there and feels like he kind of wasted his time while he was there as well. Like, not big on PSG. So seeing them suffer is fine. However, the one wrinkle I want to add here, Manchester United. Now, here's why. Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani also is part of the ownership that owns Paris Saint-Germain. I know a way that you'd be able to solve multiple problems if they're successful in their purchase of Manchester United. They sign an unhappy player from a team they own with money from a team they own that goes to a team they own. I'm not going to get into a conversation about it now because I promise you I can drone on like nobody else. I'll be here for an hour talking about multi-club ownership from private owners. I will not get into that conversation. But this is the kind of thing that will potentially be allowed to happen if you have this Qatar group, this family, let's say, owning PSG and Manchester United. I don't like it. But that's something that could happen. It's an interesting wrinkle. But the point is, Kylian Mbappe has to sign off on it. And I think that, again, if you're cynical or even if you're just a bit of a realist, I think we all know he's going to Real Madrid for free in 2024, unless Real Madrid can stump up the money and do it this summer. Saudi Arabia, another somewhat interesting thing. Again, a lot of this stuff here will purely be around the fact that they're going to pay loads and loads of money. I mean, guys, if you're willing to offer Lionel Messi 500 million euros, a year, or I believe that was it, wasn't it? Then Kylian Mbappe, I don't think would be too crazy in terms of saying 250, 300. But it's life-changing money. It's insane. It's insane. I'd be so disappointed in Kylian Mbappe if he chose to do that. But we'll see. I'm going to say probably not. Chelsea. Yeah, no way. No way. Chelsea would have to sign Trevor Chalobah for good money, Mason Mount for good money, Levi Colwill for good money. There's no way that this is something that you'd imagine that they'll be able to afford. And even if they do, he's going to stay there for a year or two tops. I would just be amazed with all the turnover and the changes, and there doesn't seem to be any spirit or teamsmanship there. Mauricio Pochettino, we know, does have an opinion and a relationship on Kylian Mbappe, as he did manage and coach him for a while. But guys, I would be amazed if Kylian Mbappe went to Chelsea. Similarly with Liverpool, I would be amazed if he went to Liverpool. Amazed. No Champions League football, right? I actually kind of like the fit. I'm not going to lie. With Jurgen Klopp, I don't mind it. Mo Salah kind of coming to the end here. Roberto Firmino's just left. Obviously, still trying to replace the likes of Sadio Mane as well, who was also rumored to not be very happy at Bayern Munich. Again, it's interesting, but purely from a financial standpoint, I just don't buy it. I think realistically, there are two places that he goes. One, Real Madrid. And that'll either be for this summer, for probably slightly undervalued, what you'd expect, probably just over the 100 million euro mark. I'd be amazed if they managed to get like 150 plus. I really would. Or if the Qataris win the bid for Manchester United, it would be a very, very interesting situation where Sheikh Jassim and that Qatari setup is he's basically paying himself for a player. I don't love that personally. I don't love that. Just going to check my notes here to make sure I haven't missed anything. Yeah, the only other thing. Where does he fit in at Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappe? Right? Vinicius Jr. is going to play in off that left side. I don't think you're going to want to move him. Is Kylian Mbappe a better player than Vinicius Jr.? I'm going to say yes. But is it by enough that makes you want to like clear out a guy who's been brilliant for you and is playing the best football of his life? No, I wouldn't think so. Rodrigo off that right-hand side, again, playing really, really nice football, is definitely being regarded as one of the better wingers in world football right now. Do you want to disrupt that? And also, would you want Mbappe playing off the right or moving Vinicius Jr. to the right? Is Kylian Mbappe going to play through the middle in probably a possession-dominant Real Madrid football team where he's not going to have too much space to work with through the middle? You'd imagine they still need a somewhat conventional number 9. We saw the Benzema and Ronaldo relationship work beautifully for years. Maybe something like that could work out. But again, you do get this feeling that something's got to give at some point. And I don't know what that is. Anyway, you know my thoughts. The ultimatum is a joke. Kylian Mbappe has all the power in this situation, all of it. And this whole idea that, if we agree a deal with somebody, he's going to sign there. It's like, no, he has to be okay with it. He has to be okay with it. If he's not okay with it, what's he going to do? And if he signs for a team that's not Real Madrid, how many years is he at that team before he then signs for Real Madrid? Anyway, that's my bit. I'm sure I've been going way longer than I wanted to here. But those are just my kind of quick thoughts on Kylian Mbappe. Obviously, he's a fascinating character, absolutely fascinating character. Again, even getting into the Manchester United thing again quickly. Erik ten Hag, teamsmanship. Nobody's bigger than the team. Ships out Cristiano Ronaldo because he thought he was bigger than the team. Guys, Kylian Mbappe's ego is through the roof. I don't think Erik ten Hag is going to want to work with a guy like that. Anyway. All signs point to Real Madrid, but will it be this summer for 100, 150, 125, or will it be next summer for free? And Paris Saint-Germain let Kylian Mbappe slip through their fingers for free. Drop a like on the video if you like what you've seen. Hit subscribe if you're not already. And until next time, I will see ya.